In this video, I'm going to break down a handful of Tennessee's offensive plays from Monday night's loss against Buffalo, and I'm going to kind of use this as a way to express my thoughts on Todd Downing. 2 quick points that I want to make before we get started. Number 1, Tennessee's offensive issues run deeper than just Todd Downing being a bad play caller, which he is. If Mike Vrabel fired Todd Downing tomorrow and gave Tim Kelly play calling duties, I can almost guarantee you there will not be a significant change in the big picture philosophical elements of the offense. Mike Vrabel wants to be a run-first team, and so that's what they're going to be. And then the second thing I want to mention is take notice at how the first couple drives that I break down in this video, I'm very complimentary of the play calling and the design and the timing. And then as the game unfolds, you start to see protection issues, spacing issues with the routes downfield. You get random weird decisions. And I'm not the first one to make this point, but it's very clear that either Todd Downing is a great play designer and a terrible play caller, or Tim Kelly's the one who's actually scripting these plays. Through the first 2 weeks, the play calling on the first 15 to 20 plays has actually been pretty on the money. It's just collapsed as the game went on. First play of the game, they are running play action bang or play action strike to Treylon Burks. I like the idea of getting Treylon Burks the ball early, although the Titans ran this same play in the second preseason game versus Tampa Bay, so that seems a little bit too close together to be calling the same play at the very beginning of the game. Right here we've got 2nd and 8, and the Titans are running what's called slay, which is a slant flat. A lot of contact here on Treylon Burks. He does a good job fighting through it and making the contested catch. What you should like seeing if you're a Titans fan is Ryan Tannehill getting the snap and immediately looking towards Treylon Burks. Now, this is the first sort of Todd Downing narrative that I want to push back on a little bit. I see a lot of people say that Todd Downing and the Titans offense telegraph the plays that they're running based on the personnel. And that's absolutely true. When you compare personnel groupings with Jeff Swaim, Cody Hollister, Torrey Carter to those with Robert Woods and Kyle Phillips, the run-pass splits are pretty extreme. But play calling is not just about calling the best play for that specific time. The really good offensive coordinators will use the opposing team's scouting against them, and to me this is an example of that. It's 2nd and 1, they come out in a personnel grouping that clearly signals they're looking to run the ball, and then you get Austin Hooper wide open on this sail route. Here's another passing concept that I really like. I've actually been really impressed with their play design in the red zone. So you got the 2 biggest receiving threats on the left side, 2 tight ends on the right. Jeff Swaim runs down the seam, and then Austin Hooper runs basically a stick nod route. I would like to see the Titans give their receivers more freedom in some of these situations to break off their routes in different directions. You watch some offenses and it seems like every single route that they run is an option route of some sort. And there were a couple plays like this where he clearly doesn't have the option to break this outside, but that would be an easy touchdown. So now it's 2nd and 10, and we get to the infamous toss lead play that the Titans keep trying to run. This is every single team that's run toss at least 5 times this year, and the Titans rank dead last in pretty much every metric that you can find. They're averaging 0.86 yards per carry, and Derrick Henry has been hit behind the line of scrimmage on 5 out of 7 of those plays. There's nothing about a toss or pitch that is inherently good or bad. The Titans have had success running this play in the past, but the Titans clearly do not have the personnel to run this effectively. And that's part of being a good offensive coordinator. You have to be able to recognize what your team can and can't execute. I'm including this 4th and 1 conversion as a reminder that on 3rd and 4th and short, teams actually have a higher success rate running from the shotgun. And this is one of those plays that when it doesn't go right, the offensive coordinator always gets criticized, but the running back is traveling the same amount of distance as he would if he was getting the handoff from under center. This is a good job on 3rd and inches by Todd Downing of not trying to get too cute, which he does far too often. The quarterback sneak is just an incredibly difficult play for the defense to defend. Right here, it's 1st and 10 in between the 40s, and the Titans are running a shot play. just play action, go routes down the sideline. Nick Westbrook-Akina beats Christian Benford on the outside, but Tremaine Edmonds goes unblocked through the C gap, and then Derrick Henry needs to recognize this and abandon the play fake and pick up the most dangerous. This is very reminiscent of the first play of the Pittsburgh game from last year, where Julio was wide open and Aaron Brewer gave up a sack. This is an example of how you can have the perfect play call, receiver gets open, but if one or two guys miss their assignment, none of that matters. Once again, 2nd down and 6, Taylor Lewan is out. Aaron Brewer's been getting beat all game. I just don't understand why you're running toss, which you've had no success with up to this point, at Von Miller with Dennis Daly and Jeff Swaim as your play side blockers. Okay, now it's 1st down and 10, still the second quarter. Dennis Daly has been in for a while and he has not looked good. So why are you leaving him one-on-one on an island with Von Miller? These are the types of examples that you start to see as the game develops, where on the first drive, every single protection check and hot route and side adjust and kill, can, whatever their call for that is, everything is organized and planned down to the T, and they come out and look like a really efficient and explosive offense. And then as the game develops, and I've never called a game before, but I imagine that it becomes a lot more difficult to account for every single matchup, every single tendency that could be exploited. Todd Downing just really doesn't seem to have that ability to put his players in good position. And then final play is 3rd and 7, and I've got a couple problems with this play. Again, absolutely no reason to have Dennis Daly singled up on Von Miller, but the biggest issue is your first read on a 3rd down pass being Nick Westbrook-Akina versus man coverage. He's a solid receiver when it comes to sitting down in between zone coverage, but he's just not someone that beats man-to-man consistently at all. So that was sort of my take on Todd Downing up to this point. Make sure to subscribe and like the video, and let me know in the comments any video suggestions that you have.